Good evening, fuckers, and welcome to the Train Simulator Classic request video number 13. This is another video requested by Northlander. Before we go over to the quick drive section to see exactly what has been set up, I have the career scenarios here for the West Somerset Railway, which is the route that we're going to be using for this one. And the reason I've got this up here is because the loco that he has chosen is class 33, and there are two scenarios for the West Somerset Railway that use the class 33. And I have attempted both of these scenarios, I'd say about half a dozen times. And as you can clearly see by the complete section, yeah, I've never finished. I mean, I've never scored because I have never finished either of these scenarios. In fact, every single attempt has always ended the same way. That is to say, I've always become derailed. So my track record in the class 33 cannot get worse. Now, I know that is not the reason why he chose the class 33. I suspect he had no idea about that, but nevertheless, the class 33 is the one that he wants to see. So we'll head over to the quick drive and we'll show what we have set up. So, yeah, it is the West Somerset Railway. We will be departing from Bishop Lydeard, and is it Bishop or Bishops? No, it is Bishop. Okay. And we will be heading to Minehead. Now, this is by quite a margin the shortest route I have done on any of these videos so far. But I suspect that the combination of the rather early diesel loco and the what I suspect will be rather slow speed limits on this route means that it's not going to be one of those that's over in just like 10 minutes or so. So as far as the other parameters, I've set it to summer. It is raining and we are leaving at 10:30, so yeah, I mean, it's going to be daylight. There's not really much else to worry about there, but the rain may affect traction with the rails. I've also, as far as the class 33 loco itself, I've gone with mixed freight long. So this is the longest loco that I can have for this run. It's not exactly enormous, but bearing in mind that the time that this one is set, it's probably long enough. Okay, let's get this underway. So here we are at Bishop Lydeard. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it right. I mean, I've never heard of the place, so. But as you can see, yeah, we have got quite the mixture of freight wagons and what looks like a brake wagon at the end. In fact, it looks like we've got another brake wagon right at the front. So it's 10 wagons that we are pulling anyway. so let's get things set up. We are going to need the windscreen wipers, we're going to need a light, there we go. That is everything. Of course there's no AWS system on this line, and it is all semaphore signalling, so yeah, I don't know what we are in store for. But there's one way to find out. Let's get underway. So the reason that Northlander chose this route is this is a route that he had in Train Simulator World, the original one, and yeah, he wants to see how this version compares to Train Simulator World. I would imagine visually there's no comparison. This is probably nowhere near as good, but you know, great visuals are not the be all and end all for me. If the game plays well, then I'm quite happy for it to have, like, you know, unimpressive graphics. As it is, the last thing you can say about this game is that the visuals are unimpressive. Is a green. I do have a lot of trouble seeing signals when they are semaphore. And Class 33 is not the loudest of locomotives, that is for sure. Nor is it the most powerful. I'm pretty sure it's a Somerset engine. So it's probably somewhere in the region of 1100 to 1200 horsepower, which is certainly, you know, plenty good enough, but it's certainly good enough for this route, although we are on a 1 in 101 climb, which is affecting acceleration, although I've only been very briefly into max throttle. It hasn't really needed much more than that. The fact that all of the freight wagons I'm pulling are almost certainly empty means that this is not providing as much of a challenge as I would like, but that's one of the problems of using the quick drive scenario option. You can't determine if it's going to have full or empty freight. It just seems to always give you empty, whether you like it or not. Let's get some exterior shots. Quite a lot of open spaces around Somerset. Trying to keep our speed at around 25. It does look like this is the maximum speed we are going to have on this entire route. Ooh. But rather like the West Coast, the West Highland South line that I did in a previous video. This is a route for those that like, you know, scenic views and like scenarios where you are having to concentrate. If you're one of those that is all about, you know, the super fast, you know, HSTs and that, this is not a route for you. So I forgot to mention the distance at the start. It was just over 20 miles. So yeah, it's easily the shortest of these that I've done in terms of distance. But because of the the very slow speed limits, even now the ETA is showing that yeah, it's going to take us an hour and 10 minutes to do this. We are now on a 1 in 80 climb. Get some more exterior shots. So we're going to have plenty of opportunities to get exterior shots here. I do think the Class 33 is a great looking loco, even in British Railways green. I do prefer locos in the BR blue, but yeah, this is one of those that looks great whichever livery it's in. Need to ease off the power just very slightly. So we are approaching a 20 mph section. I'm pretty sure if we just coast towards that we'll be okay. I'm not going to reduce speed yet. We're still I mean, we are losing speed as is, but yeah, I don't think there's really any need to drop off the power too much more than we already are. And we'll still be doing 20 through there. So next station coming along, Crocombe Heathfield. Obviously we will not be stopping there. We're doing a freight run, so yeah, there's no stops on the way. We're just heading straight to Minehead. Right. In fact, I think we can pick up a bit of speed before we then need to slow down. Yeah, very slow route this, but let's say not all of the routes in this game are for speed freaks. So if you are one, yeah, this is a route that you're not going to want to worry about. In fact, chances are this is a video you're not going to want to see, because I'm pretty sure 25 mph is the fastest we're going to be going for the whole of this video. We'll let just coast here, see what the speed does. That is a green. Let's see, we were able to get it down to the speed we need, again quite quickly. Too quickly. I mean, it certainly seems as though this 20 mph limit is, yeah, entirely due to the station that we are approaching. We won't be turning off here. We would have to be going even slower if we were. This is definitely not a route where I would get away with going on to points doing 79 miles per hour. Oh, we're speeding now. So yeah, not a huge number of stations that have like grass verges wood on the platform itself, but this is one. Oh, I picked up speed way too quick. Okay, right, now we're into the 25 mph section. Not going to take us long to reach that speed. There you go. And we are now on a downward, yeah, we're going to need to do some braking to try and control our speed as we head down this one in 116. So it's steepened a bit more to 1 in 100. And this downward, yeah, this drop, it looks like it's going on for a fair old distance. Just managed to avoid the speeding there. Leaving the braking as late as I dare, but so even though this is not a scoring run, I don't like picking up, you know, speeding penalties. The reason for that, yeah, I think it's fairly obvious, but yeah, I don't want to get in the habit of doing that, and then if I'm trying a career scenario, I'll be stuck in that habit and, you know, losing points galore for speeding everywhere. Oh, there we go, there's another one. Too busy fannying about with the horn. Yeah, this drop is almost comparable to some of the downward tracks on the West Highland one. So in fact, I'll bring the speed down to below 24, and then yeah, it gives me more time to allow the speed to go up again. Well, it is now down to less than an hour to go on this route. We're only 14.5 miles away from Minehead, but yeah, the terrain and the speed limits mean that it's going to be a fair old while still. So next station is coming up, Stagumber. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced anyway. I feel more confident about pronouncing Welsh station names than some of these around, you know, Somerset and Cornwall. Obviously we'll just be driving through there. I'll say we're not stopping at any of these stations. If it was a passenger run, then yeah, different matter, but I don't think I even had the option to be moving passenger, yeah, do a passenger run with this loco. I'm pretty sure it was all freight. Okay, so you take it below 24. Now it'll be got a little more time before we need to start braking again. And yeah, it still took no time at all. So here we are at Stigumber station. I'll say one thing for the stations around here. Yeah, the stations themselves are every bit as scenic as the scenery that we are passing through. no shortage of level crossings here. I suspect these are all like crossings on foot, certainly not for cars. I am starting to wish that I had done this the other way, Minehead to Bishop Lydeard, so that then I would be coming up this section rather than going down it, but oh well. So a downhill section that has, yeah, it's not as steep now, it's 1 in 126. We are still gathering speed, but not at quite the same rate that we were. So we are still having to do braking to control the speed, but not as frequently. So we have a 15 mph speed limit coming up in a mile, which I suspect means there's a station. Yep, there it is. So Willerton station, we are going to be, yeah, on the points there, taking us off the main line around it and then rejoining here. Thankfully the ground is levelling out just as we approach that station, so we're not gonna, well, we shouldn't have too much trouble maintaining the mere 15 mph as we go through it. Hopefully there will be some sections on this route where I will get the chance to put the throttle up to 100 and we get some kind of thrash from the old Class 33. It certainly doesn't sound or look like there's anything so far. So we're about 45 minutes from the final destination, Minehead, and we are about 10.5 miles from it. Start braking, get ourselves down to 15. Not convinced by that horn sound. It doesn't sound right to me. Right, as is always the case, we've overdone the braking. We are speeding. We are not going over the points. Well, we're not changing the lane anyway. So here is Willerton Station. Clearly either an industrial or a farming stop rather than anything sort of like, you know, tourist or passenger related. So we're now back onto the 25 mph section. Let's get the full throttle for the short while that we can. It's a very short while, in fact. We have the next station coming up pretty quickly, Doniford Halt. Being a halt, it's bound to be a very small station indeed. I can't imagine it being as small as the Valley station in the previous video, but you never know. It certainly looks like this train is significantly longer than the station platforms in any case. Brake slightly. Really don't need to be applying much more than we are. So, Doniford Halt, I mean, Jesus Christ. You never guessed this was a request stop, would you? I mean, there's nothing of it. Now you're about to enter the 25 mph section. There we are. So let's throttle up. Now, unfortunately, even though it looks like it's saying that my speed limit at the next stop is 1,520, no. I think even the APT might struggle to do that. So next stop is Watchet. And we have an uphill section coming after that, although it's not a particularly long one. But it may mean that we will need maximum throttle for a bit longer to reach, well, it will only be 20 mph at that point. Well, platform here is certainly a damn sight longer than any previous ones we've gone through. So this is probably as close to being a major station as it gets here. Yeah, we're at a 20 mph section here, so we can throttle up a little. Actually, I'll wait till we're on the uphill section, and then we can maximise. Here we are, we're on a 1 in 76. Let's see how long we can keep max throttle at. Not long is the answer. Yeah, we are not going to be able to coast this. So we're only about 8 miles away from Minehead now, but it's still going to take us over half an hour to get there. This does look like it's quite a good route if you're going to be practicing steam locos. I mean, you're certainly not going to want to take you know, the Mallard along here, but yeah, if you're getting the grits with steam, then the slow speed is not going to be an issue, really. So climb is not quite so steep now, 1 in 123, so it's not straightforward for a loco, but and at these slow speeds I'd expect it to be a bit more of a struggle than it actually is proving to be. So it's now steepened again to a 1 in 74. At this point you're probably wondering, how the fucking hell did he manage to derail every single time he tried a scenario on this route. And yeah, I'm wondering that as well. But believe me, it happened every single time. So we're now half hour away. Next station is Washford. No speed restrictions while going through there. Indeed, we can then speed up to an immense 25 mph once we've got through it. So ground is levelled out as we go through Washford Station. Again, has a grassy section on the platform. You certainly don't get that in any of the C2C stations. I mean, moss, yeah, you'll probably find plenty of that, but not grass. Okay, we're into the 25. Right, we are now approaching another downhill section, so it's back to the controlled braking again. Going down a 1 in 67, 65, so yeah, this is going to be quite the steep descent. It looks like braking here. No, I was going to say we might be able to control our speed. That looks like it's doing the trick. We are losing speed, but at such a slow rate that I don't really need to worry about it too much. Speed get up again. At 39% on the brakes certainly seems to be the sweet spot for this section. So we're just 5 miles from Minehead, but it's going to take us about 25 minutes to get there, according to our ETA. Pick up some more speed. The downward gradient it's not quite as steep, it's now 1 in 74. The blue anchor station is 75, or no, 3/4 of a mile away. We've got that 15 mph speed limit coming up first. Now, I was fairly certain last time that meant we were going to be switching to another section of the track on the points, and it didn't turn out that way. It was always while going over points that I derailed in all of the scenarios, so I am a bit anxious about points on this route and in this loco. So yeah, I don't want to be speeding while going over those. Start to apply slight braking. Really don't need to apply much. There you go, so we're now fine. Is it really worth telling us we're on a 1 in 9,137 gradient? So here is the blue anchor station. It really does sound like it's just a pub on a railway platform, doesn't it? And for all I know, that's what it is. We are quite close to the coast here. So yeah, I mean, there's bound to be a blue anchor pub somewhere very close by. We are picking up speed. So yeah, we're now on a 1 in 91 gradient. And we're now in a 25 mph section, so it's 3 miles from Minehead, so I'm pretty sure it's the next station. It's still going to take us just under 15 minutes to do 3 miles. The ground has flattened out now. Okay, that 15 mph restriction there suggests there is another station coming. And there it is. I don't know which one it is. Obviously it's not Minehead. So, Dunster. But that must be the penultimate station. There's barely any space to put another station between there and Minehead, so... Start applying brakes. We may need to apply a bit more than that. Or maybe not. There we go. So again, braked rather early. So another grassy verge station platform. I suspect a lot of those cars have been waiting for quite a while. So we are about to enter the 25 section, almost certainly the last 25 mph section. We are less than 1.5 miles from Minehead, so it will be appearing on the route section of the HUD pretty soon. That 10 mph symbol is almost certainly the approach to the station. completely flat ground, you should have no problems. Yeah, no problems whatsoever. So this loco could do a max speed of 85 mph, and the fastest it has done anywhere on this particular run is 25. Yeah, I think even a fucking class 17 could have done this route, let alone something like a 33. Okay, start applying brakes. Again, braking rather early. Really does seem to be my speciality in this game, braking far too early. So into the 10 mph section. So this explains why at such a slow speed we are traversing points. I don't know which ones. I don't think we're changing again. No, we're not. So here we are at Minehead station. Almost certainly in the wrong place, considering we're in a we're a freight train, but it's got us on a platform here for passengers. But yep, journey done. That is not going to go down as one of the most enjoyable routes I've ever done in this game. As much as I like the ones where you need to concentrate, and yeah, there were some good, nice sights to see en route as well. That was just too slow. Still, it's what was requested, and I think apart from seven speeding errors, I didn't do too badly. But yeah, I mean, it was 19 miles, so it hasn't even registered the 20th mile. And it took nigh on an hour to do. Like I say, they could have got a class 17 to do that. A single class 20 would have absolutely breezed through it. Class 14 would have done it. Class 33 was completely wasted doing that route. But there we go. So that is Bishop Lydeard to Minehead done. And we will see you at the next one.